Yep. Hello everybody, we're back again. This time we're in location number 3 and we're in Louth and we're at the gas lamp in Louth. Here's Glynn. We have our gracious hosts there. We've got Jason and Louise, so thank you for inviting us.
Hey!
And we've got Christina there.
Hiya.
And we've got Glynn.
Hello.
And obviously there's a potato head man there, that's me, Glenn. And yeah, so there's been a lot of reported activity and also captured activity in this venue. I call it a venue because I mean, I don't professional. So what we'll do then is we'll follow our gracious host's lead and they can show us around the location and we'll just be channeling as mediums and see what we pick up and share it with everyone that's watching it. That's okay?
Look at you guys. You're going to show us the way round.
Yeah, right. So
And as we go, we're going to see what we pick
Yeah.
up.
that's right. So obviously you can see the bar isn't that big, but I'll take you upstairs.
Oops, put my torch on.
I can
Oh, I
feel
don't
that.
need it.
Oh, you can feel it already.
Yeah.
Oh, cry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Why do I feel like I'm drunk all of a sudden? Like I can't walk up the stairs.
Oh no, my leg has been really heavy.
Oh, someone's dropping me going up. Ugh.
It's like we're in slow motion.
What?
Oh, my legs.
This
are
is
heavy.
weird.
It's crazy.
I can't move any faster.
My legs are really, really heavy and tired.
Whoa, that's weird.
Oh, it still feels a bit weird now, actually. Do yours still?
That is weird. We've just walked up the stairs there and it feels like we've got lead boots on and we feel a bit
Yeah.
drunk.
Absolutely.
Weird.
Like I've had like 12 double gins or something and my legs don't work.
Whoa. I know this is brew house, but literally I do feel quite... Ugh.
Yeah. So obviously this is the brewery.
Whoa. So what's everybody feeling?
Nothing in here, actually.
Oh, I do.
I do.
Around
Yeah.
my heart chakra, I feel like someone's grabbing my heart with the fist like that, really tight. I feel dizzy.
Like a heavy breathing.
Yeah.
It's like laboured breathing.
What else am I getting? I'm seeing like a hook hanging from the top, like an old hook, and I'm seeing rope on it as well, and I'm seeing old wooden crates with like it's got something branded on them as well. Yeah. Maybe a bit more, please. What was this all about?
I can see a young man.
I feel as someone, I know we're in a pub and a brewery, but I feel as though somebody, I'm wanting to go right back in time. Can you give me a time? I wanted to go to the early 20s, I feel, because I'm seeing a big sort of flat hat like they used to wear in Peaky Blinders, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I feel like I'm drunk, even though I'm not drunk, but I feel like that borderline paralytic drunk.
I can see
with
a
this
young
man.
man that used to steal the beer as he was working, and he was quite inebriated all the time. But on the quiet, you had to try and make out his head spinning. My head, like a hangover in my head's spinning.
Oh, this
Sounds
is.
like I can't see straight.
I'm struggling to move. I feel like I'm absolutely hammered.
Yeah, I know. That hangover you get. I've got that hangover feeling in my head. Like it's really, really gone for it. I feel like I'm swaying as well. I'm swaying.
I've just got a name of George. I've got 18. And it's something to do with fighting with him as well. Like bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
And he thought he was the man, but he wasn't. He always used to get put down.
He was a boy. He thought he was a man, but he was a boy.
I'm seeing.
He used to wear something around there.
I'm seeing sawdust down in here. I know there isn't any, but I'm seeing there would have been sawdust down on the floor. What's that? Now I'm seeing coal as well. A Hessian sack. I'm trying to see. Oh. Right, I've just got a vibe with that. I feel as though in this Hessian sack, there was like stolen goods, and I'm seeing like silverware, and I feel as though
goblets and things.
It was stashed and it was hidden behind in a corner. I want to say,
kind of thing.
And I feel it was this young lad. Bit of a. Somebody's just said to me, it was a bit of an arsehole. So I've got to say what I'm getting. Bit of a scally.
He came from a very poor family though, didn't he? He came from a really poor family, and he did what he had to do to get by.
There was someone here as well that used to wind him up all the time, an older guy, and I'm seeing him in a leather. It's nothing to do with breweries, but like a leather apron for some reason, as if he would be lifting or doing something.
Like a tannery or something almost.
But this guy, he's got part of his finger missing. He's an old guy, he's got a white moustache, he's bald on top, he's got white grey hair at the sides. And with this digit missing, half a digit, I feel as though he would rib this young lad in the ribs with the stump there. And like, when he was doing his work, he'd jab him on with it and it'd freak him out. But as we're sharing this story, that sort of drunkenness feeling's gone now.
Actually, my head's lifted as well.
I feel quite... See if I can move my feet. I couldn't move my feet earlier.
I can move my legs. I'm not swaying now.
Can you give me anything else with this?
I can see a lady. It looks like how can I put this? Like a lady's place of pleasure, maybe. She's dressed in a very busty outfit and there's a lot of gentlemen in and out. And I can literally sort of smell the beer and cigarette smoke and cheap perfume all in one, intermingled.
I've got to ask, have you ever heard a dog here? Or heard scratching? Because I feel as though there was a little black dog. And I'm seeing him running off with like a rag.
No.
What else? Oh yeah, they'd have fed it like bones from the butchers and just slung it down on the floor. Again, a man's name was Oliver, and I feel it was the guy with part of his finger missing. I feel he passed with a heart attack because I'm feeling that clenching feeling that I felt earlier with him. Anything else? Is there another story here we need to pick up on? And as though if I can move over here, I can actually walk.
Oh, voltage is different over here.
Yeah, it's a lot more cooler,
Very cool.
light in terms of energy.
It's quite positive energy, isn't it, around here? Completely different from over there. That was quite a intoxicated energy around there. This is quite fresh.
I'm just seeing a manuscript, but with musical notes on.
Very old paper, very scrolly writing.
What's that as well? Are they called squeeze boxes? You know that people do sea shanties on. I've seen one of them.
Those things that do that.
Yeah,
what's it called?
accordions.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, just seen one of them. Anyone else? Tell us your story, please. Somebody's just calling me a deadhead, which is nice. Thanks.
There is someone else here though. They're not coming forward. They're here.
I feel it's that guy we mentioned earlier. He's pushing my shoulder. He thinks he's a bit of a hard man, and he's like, "Come on, then." He's doing that. But that broom there is fatter than he is. Basically, you know, there's nothing on this guy. And this flat cap he's got, it just buries him. It's massive. It's like an umbrella almost on his head. Anything else? Just need to go over here, see if the energy's different here. Oh, right. I'm just feeling something building up here, actually. Some spiritual energy. I'm hearing the name of Sandra. And let me flip the camera around so we can see what we're talking about. So just here, I'm just picking up, let me see where the energy ends. Ends about here. A lady in spirit. And I'm hearing the word Ma as well. So I feel as though she was a bit of a matriarch in the family. But she was, I'm being told she was a rough diamond. I'm seeing her with a fagging off, you know. I'm seeing her with her hair in kind of rollers, or ringlets, because it's cloth rather than any plastic hair things. And she's wearing like did they call it a pinafore? And what's that? Well, I'm hearing his barge, and as soon as I said that, I was shown like a narrowboat thing as well. I feel as though she was connected to that, and she had gypsy blood. I've just asked why did she come here, and the answer I got was contraband. So I feel as though there was something that she was bringing in and taking out that was, just been told, unsolicited goods. It wasn't on the chitty. Anything else for us?
She was a cleaner. Her daughter was a cleaner, and she used to steal little knickknacks and sell them. She was almost used by a mum, told what to do. She felt sad, but she had to do what she had to do. She wasn't comfortable with it. She used to hide things in her dresses, and she used to wear a pinny. She used to hide things in a pinny and down the top, and she was really uncomfortable. And then when she got home, she was almost searched as to what she had and what she found. And sometimes she didn't want to admit that she'd got things. She wanted to take them back. She was a good girl. She had a good heart. She didn't want to. And it always got to the point where she was almost strip searched for what she'd brought home. And she didn't want to do it. And it made her sad and it made her uncomfortable. And she used to pray all the time. She used to pray for forgiveness because she didn't want to steal anything. She didn't want to be that person, but she had no choice. And she was smacked a lot on her hands. Her hands used to hurt, and they used to be sore anyway from her cleaning. She used to get smacked with like a cane over her hands all the time. And she was so upset and so distraught with what her life had become. She wanted to be a dancer, she wanted to be a star, she wanted to be someone. She wanted to go to Ireland. But she never got that.
Would you understand why I'm getting the name of Peggy as well?
Yeah, I think Peggy's related. Peggy's a nickname. Peggy's a nickname.
I feel the older of the two females, the mother, the matriarch, once had an illegal abortion as well. I just felt it's just been swept out.
Yeah.
And
a lot of gin.
Yeah.
A lot of gin.
They just said mother's ruin.
Yeah.
Well,
gin.
there we go. She's there already.
A lot of gin. Knitting needles. There was nothing that she wouldn't stoop to doing. She was quite unscrupulous. But her daughter, she had a Bible. She had a Bible, a little tiny Bible, and she hid it. She stole it in one of the houses that she was cleaning, like a rectory or a vicar's house, and she took this little Bible. It was about so big, but she knew she couldn't hand it over. She hid it in a bedroom. She hid it underneath the bed, underneath boxes and everything, because she didn't want them to know that she had some faith, because she knew what she was doing was wrong. So she used to pray with this Bible, and it was just her way, a little escape. But then her mum used to shout her all the time, and then she'd have to go and do as she was told. She was, I'm burning up, she was hot, she was so hot all the time. That it was a warm place that they lived in. She was warm, she was hot. But then she had to stoke a lot of fires. I'm seeing fires and I'm seeing embers. So possibly that was with her job with her cleaning. Because I can see her and she's hot and she's patting her face, and I'm physically feeling that heat. And that's why her hands were sore. Embers used to burn her. Her hands were sore, so sore. She was so hot all the time. Do you know what she wanted to be? As a dancer, she wanted shows. She wanted a life that she could never have. But in her mind, she used to drift off.
Have you experienced like footsteps in here? Like
we get people walking up here all the time.
one of them is the guy I mentioned earlier. I think I said George, with part of his finger missing. Because I've heard him say, "I'll shit him up," and it's him that walks up and down.
It's more
Quite heavy-footed.
Yeah, it's more in the cast room, which we'll take you
Okay.
in. It will sound like you'll be down there, and it will literally sound like everything, all the casks, everything is literally gone and fallen all over the place. And you're like, what the hell? You're thinking, and then you hear people walking up here, and you're like, somebody's upstairs. And then you get to the bottom of the brewery door, and you're like, well, it's locked. Because that was on the days when we used to lock it. And now I can't be bothered. Yeah, so you'd have to unlock the door, and then I'd have to come up here. Les, who works for us, she got to the point where she was like, I ain't going up there. Yeah, no.
I don't feel it's a nasty energy. It feels just quite like playful, you know, like a work colleague that liked to wind people up. He was one of those characters. I feel as though I've seen him a little bit younger now. He's got originally had ginger hair, like a ginger tash and ginger hair at the sides, and then that suddenly went like a grey white. Quite a thick set man, I want to say around your height, Glynn, as well.
Okay.
And he was wearing this leather apron, and I feel as though he twangs on these, you know, on the like that. I feel as though he hits them with this digit that's missing, you know. And also, what's that? There's something. Who was that doing that then? when we was walking up the stairs and we was experiencing, like we had lead boots on, we was trying to walk up the stairs. Was this gentleman. He said he was trying to stop us because he didn't want us up here, you know, nosy bugger, is what he's just said. So he's quite a nice gentleman. He's got a way about him. And he didn't like people talking unkindly about women either, or using women in any way. He was brought up the right way and he wasn't dragged up. Anyone that did, he would give them a good hiding, a good tanning, I've just been told as well. So I feel as though his energy does go downstairs, and if he hears any untoward language or any sort of like anything against women, he does something.
He looks after you.
He does something.
More than anybody.
And I'm hearing like a stool like on the floor going, eh, you know, like it's been dragged, and I feel as though he does move some of the chairs, and it does wind him up when there's not that equality there. And I feel that he was brought up by his mum, raised single-handedly, I feel. And this is where he's got this from. I'm seeing if I can get a date for you with this sort of time frame he's showing me. All I can see is 1911, so it's going back some years. Not necessarily this building, but the land, I feel, played part of him as well. More so the land, and his energy is in the area of the land. And I've just been shown a horse and cart as well with him. And he's just said farrier. And I feel that would make sense now why I see him in a leather apron. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting, this room. Yeah, really did not expect for us to get all this information. What about you, Glynn? Have you picked up any of that?
I did it on the stairs.
Yeah.
So you opened that door, that was a different energy in that. Because you looked at me, just yeah. As if you're like, yeah, I've experienced that one before. If I was spending a bit more time here, I'd probably like to do just a visual on my own, actually, on them stairs, I think. Couldn't believe you me, after the stuff I've seen over the years, nothing actually phases me. So, but there's a definitely strong energy in there. Now, I'm not sure where it is, but also, downstairs, I don't know if you can place this, but I actually, are you?
With me.
Yeah. I actually picked up somebody who had a stroke. I don't know if that's possible. You know anything about that?
What, as in?
A stroke, as in my left side of my face felt a bit.
So do we know
numb.
somebody?
Yeah.
No, but then we get so many people.
Yeah.
We get so many people coming in and. No, I've only seen 2 downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one partially, but I've actually seen one like see you standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did get another name downstairs actually. It was quite, I'm not sure if he's probably just in visitation. I think I knew what they were Tom. But got quite an infectious laugh. I can't recreate it. But it's just like he got one of them. The infectious laughs when he started, everybody else now, sort of like joined in. Kind of a bit of a character, if you like, because he'd try and tell a joke when he had a few, but nobody could understand what he'd said. But they knew when to laugh because he'd started bursting out laughing himself. So they knew that punchline, if you like. So it just felt quite jolly downstairs. I don't know what's on that stairs, but something there. That was a real strong energy.
Yeah. That was the first thing Glynn picked up on when you first hit.
When I first came over.
Yeah, that was the first thing he picked up on, and then you picked up on loads in the office, didn't you? It was like there was because you were stood in the doorway and I was sat on the chair.
Oh yeah, I was getting information for you, wasn't
Then you were getting this woman that was telling you all this stuff, which was like weird. So I don't know whether we want to make our way over that way, but I know that we do get a lot of footsteps and we do get a lot of movement in the cask room. So
I think there's a lady around as well, and I think she'll come forward more as we move on. Her name's Irene.
Might be interested to.
I think it's in
And also, Glynn does everything like that, and I've done it for years. So, from a scientific or experimental point of view, might be worth doing a bit of a trigger object experiment in the cask room. Like drawing around something on a piece of paper, or like something that you could actually and then photograph it, just to see if it does move. I'm not saying fly off the paper, because it wouldn't do, because that somebody would literally physically pick it up then. But if it actually moves out of that area, just like a trigger object, if that's where you hear a lot of walking, might be just interesting as an experiment, just to try that, and just see if anything does actually
move.
Yeah. Invite them to move it, and just like set a time limit. I don't know, one day or a couple of days. Just have a look, hopefully, just to see if it has actually moved.
Yeah, it was really weird because it used to happen a lot.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was actually, I was a little bit nervous to come upstairs because I kept thinking that there was physically somebody had sneaked up here and I was here on my own.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen as often now because I think that they knew it was scaring me.
And they weren't meaning to scare you at all.
No.
Yeah.
Might be worth trying it.
Yeah, well, I've got it.
I feel if you talk to them, they've got a particular soft spot for you. I feel if you talk to them and you ask them to give you some signs or some messages or even just a word from them, I think they will. Because I do believe that they have got an absolute soft spot for you. The nice gentleman that Glenn, got the information from, and this other lady that will, I think, come forward as we move on, called Irene. They've got a particular bond with you.
Yeah.
And they do look out for you. Yeah. I do think they'll respond to you in some way. You'll get some physical proof in some way. I really, really do.
Yeah, because I know on the first time when we came upstairs, it wasn't actually a visual you were doing, was it? I was just going to give you my business card.
Yeah, that was it, and I just
and all this
picked it all
stuff
up.
kind of like started. But there was a woman came through which wasn't related to me, and she wouldn't tell you whether she was a guide or she wouldn't tell you absolutely anything, would she?
Do you know what? I can't remember. As soon as I give the information, I forgot within seconds.
She wouldn't tell him who she was, but it was all these stuff. It was all these things that she wanted to tell him to tell me, which was kind of. But we never know who she was.
Maybe she's Irene. Because I don't feel you're related to her, I just feel that she's here.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the pub in itself, but from before then. And she just really likes you. So she wants to relay messages to you. Now, I do think you could communicate with her. I really, really do. Because she really does like you, and I think she's very eager to get messages to you.
Yeah.
For you to talk to her.
Yeah.
I think that's also why you don't feel when you come up the stairs that anymore, because you feel safe, because they knew it was scaring you and they didn't want that. So I bet it's a lot quieter than it used to be now.
Yeah.
Well, do you know if there was any connection to malt vinegar or something with these premises? Because I've just had that pop in my head.
Malt vinegar.
You know when it used to come in the a bit similar to beer barrels, but it's not beer. It's
there was, because of the canals here, there was a lot of trade.
Okay.
Up and down this canal, because the canal boats and that, and used to be schooners coming as well, right away from Scotland and all around.
Oh wow!
To come in through Tetney Lock and come down the canal, and it brought all sorts in, and coal, wool went out, and all sorts, and all sorts of stuff went from. It's a big trading area. This was years ago. So it could have been anything like that. Yeah. Could be anything coming in and out. So
the contraband that we picked up on earlier could have possibly, the Hessian sack with the goods in, that
Could
could
be
have
a
come
robbery or
up.
stolen from somewhere and brought through here. And
Yeah.
Here.
Because this particular building and the big building over yonder, which is just a big empty loft, well, storage, isn't it? It used to be the gasworks. So all this used to be the offices, didn't it?
But I think this, I reckon there was some warehousing because Baines's Mill was over the other side.
Yeah.
That's where they probably think Hessian Sachs because it was a mill.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Where the
Right.
scaffold
It was a
is.
water mill. Yeah. And there was, I would say, probably warehousing as well there. I would say
Yeah.
it's part of it, like
It'd be interesting because there's a picture downstairs on the wall of a group of the blokes that actually used to work in the gasworks.
Yeah. Lead on.
Just watch the hole in the floor.
Do you?
Alright, yeah.
Pick up in here, but this is
Oh, I've got chills straight away.
Yeah.
As I walked in.
literally what will happen is this is above the where Jason is in the hallway. That's above the bar.
Yeah.
Well, just in that corridor, I bet, isn't it? Or is that where the toilets are?
Toilets, ladies' toilets there.
Yeah.
On the side of there.
So when you sat down and you're having a drink, literally, it sounds. I mean, we used to have the casks all the way to here, but obviously a lot of them are stacked up in the brewery at the minute, because we brought all our grain out. Stop the mice from eating it. Put it here, and literally you'd be downstairs, and literally it sounds like the whole lot of those casks are literally all over the floor. And I come up because I'm thinking, well, somebody's obviously up here, and all the lights are off, and they're just kind of. They've bumped into them or something, so I come up and I'm like, oh my god, and what am I going to come up to? And I come up and I'm thinking, but there's nothing out of place. Or literally you just be downstairs and literally it's not like normal. Do you know when we normal walking? It literally you can literally hear somebody walking like it's a little bit harder. Yeah.
I feel it was the gentleman George who we spoke of earlier. I feel as though it's him that's doing that.
But it's always kind of the direction of because you can hear the direction of where the footsteps are, and it's always in that direction. Yeah.
Also in here I'm feeling a little bit spaced out as well. I'm swaying a bit.
Oh, actually, I'm swaying. I didn't realise.
And I'm moving that way.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
Is there an energy portal or something? 'Cause something's pulling me that way.
Yeah, so you getting pulled in any way? Because I'm getting pulled towards the office.
Yeah, that's where I've been swaying like that. Yeah.
But it's just it's not my legs. It's actually from my stomach.
Yeah.
I'm going top first.
Are
Yeah.
you going top first? Yeah.
The legs
Physically
are
from
staying,
there.
but I've been doing that. Didn't realise, just ever so gently. It's when you said, I thought, actually, I've been doing that for a few minutes.
But it's not my legs. It's just from
Yeah,
there.
I've just been swaying from the top off.
What's that about?
I don't know. Are we allowed to just stand in the doorway
That
there?
brings it back memories.
No.
Mansfield.
Oh, the energy in here.
I feel like somebody just walked through me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a...
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there, right side of you.
I feel, yeah. It was here, and I moved over here because I knew it was here, and then I moved back in, and
The atmosphere in here is completely different.
Oh, yeah, it's warm.
yeah,
What's that all about?
so it moved with me.
I feel it's like similar to the young lad we described in there. I've just seen a young lad like do you know how they do the boxing. He's doing that, larking about.
Is he?
I feel he was what you would call a gopher.
Yeah.
So you know he'd go for this, go for that, and they'd make him run up and down stairs. And yeah, it's slowly going.
Yeah, I don't feel
Slowly
it more
going.
now. It's, yeah.
Interesting.
That was on back of me, right from my neck all the way down. I could feel like when your hair stand on end, really, really sharply,
Yeah, like
and it was really, really
static.
sharply. Yeah, And I thought, oh, so I moved over here, and then it suddenly went again. I thought, oh, and that's when I said, just said it then. I feel like somebody's walked through me then. Yeah.
You don't feel bad because I can still feel a bit of the energy on my hand.
Yeah.
It feels quite healing.
Does it?
Yeah, because my hand's hotting up,
Yeah.
but in a positive way.
I also got sometimes you'll feel somebody in your neck
Is that what you do?
when you're at the bar.
Oh.
Yeah. You'll feel that when you like someone's just like breathing down your neck just slightly, and you just go, you shudder a little bit like, oh,
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
But it's nothing bad. It doesn't bother you.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes I wonder it. You know, when you're brought up here because you hear noises, whether it's a distraction from something else that they don't want you to have a witness who will see, and possibly trying to keep you feeling good. So perhaps it's a distraction from a conversation you might overhear. So next time that happens, feel like you should obviously go
Just stay.
just
and see.
stay, but then just pay attention to the conversations around you and then think, actually, I probably wouldn't have liked to have heard that. Because I feel like it's a distraction, it's nothing bad.
Mm.
And they're looking out for you, I feel like they're protecting you.
Mm.
So I feel like when you're guided to come up here, for no apparent reason, nothing's out of place, it's because they want you out of that vicinity at that particular time. Just keeping you out for your own good. Whether it's just so you don't hear something that you don't want to hear, or you see something you don't want to see. Just
Yeah.
something to keep everything about you the way it is, and your energy the way it is. Because I do think they really like your energy as well. So they're not going to want you to possibly hear a conversation that perhaps put you down a little bit, and then your energy go down. So it's almost like they're protecting you and trying to keep you the way you are. There's nothing bad at all. If anything, it's the opposite. They're looking after you. So, I think once you acknowledge that, they'll start communicating with you more, I know they will. Once you start talking to them, because that's what they're waiting for. They want you to talk to them. And they know that you know they're there. And they're kind of waiting. Kind of waiting for you just to...
I mean, you know, I look up and I always say, you know, when I turn the light off and I unhook the door with my foot, you know, I always say goodnight before I leave, so, you know.
I think you want a bit more than that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you want a bit more of a
Lock up when
conversation.
you've finished.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, definitely. Saying definitely a different feeling here to.
The energy in this office is quite
Have
brilliant
you
as
been-
well.
Yeah.
The energy's quite...
There's a lot here.
A lot of energy in this room. And the further you come in,
I've got chills as soon as I walked
the
in.
further you come in, the more it is.
What's here though? The electricity.
Yeah, but everyone doesn't have electricity vibration, do you?
Do you get inspired when you're in here as well?
All the time.
So-
Because I'm feeling that
This is a
inspirational
good
vibe.
thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I do, yeah. It's, if it's not for recipe ideas, it's something else.
Or pump clips or something of like,
Yeah.
you know, like something drew me to that pump clip the other day.
Yeah.
Or something non-brewery or pub related as well.
I feel as though like there's money saving ideas that you have as well
Yeah.
in here, and you're like, oh yeah, I never thought of that. And it's almost as if you're taking something from one thing to another, and you're getting double value from it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
What else do I get in here? Does somebody whistle in here? Because I'm hearing.
No, but I've heard, I mean, you... Well,
I do whistle
he
sometimes,
does,
yeah.
but I,
Right,
we haven't
okay.
heard it,
And I
but we
sing a lot in here as well.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I'm probably picking up that whistle.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
wanted to do that.
But so I sing a lot in
Making
here as
me,
well. And normally I've got the radio going and
What's
No,
that
but yeah,
about?
it's,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got the window open and everything. Everyone can hear me down the street. Yeah.
I feel as though someone's trying to step in. They're trying to change my voice. Alright, no thank you. Can you go back please? Thank you. Just tell me and I'll pass the message on if you want me to do that. Don't know why, I'm just getting a man's name of Dale. Tell me why do you come in here often? Do you visited this room? What's the crack? Just keep whistling, and I'm seeing him in like a flat hat with a sweeping brush, and I feel as though he's got a cigarette in his mouth.
Swayed again. Just slightly.
Right, I feel as though he's some sort of spiritual help because he's keeping this area cleaned, you know, of some of those energies that we've experienced out there. And as I'm moving through this door here, let me turn it round. It feels to me like there's some sort of protection on there, like a figure of 8.
There you go.
Oh, fantastic. Let's go in. Oh, yes. Hope you heard that, everybody. So we've just had a bit of activity. This barrel has just decided to fly off. Wow, fantastic.
That's fabulous.
Because it's quite light as well. And then,
Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
thank
doing that.
it's when it sounds like the whole lot goes in the task room on the other side. You're like, well, and you go in there and there's nothing.
Yeah.
There is an energy just here that's quite present.
See, the thing is,
It's
well,
quite angry as well.
is it?
Yeah,
These casts are quite light, you see, when stacked up, so they're easy to push over
yeah.
for an energy to do that. So I would
No,
say,
what was interesting?
I feel quite... Because
Yeah.
we're poking our nose in. I
He doesn't
don't
like
think they
it.
like...
Is it George again that's doing
I
that?
feel it's the young lad.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, because he's got a bit of an ego with him.
Yes.
And he's just doing that.
It feels like a hard man because he's knocking these out.
I just
Yeah.
thought, right, when you came in here, because I just noticed where that barrel was there. Was that where it was when you came in? Or did you move it?
No, which one?
The
No,
one
because
that-
Jay. Oh no, that was on that was on the floor.
Yeah, because
'Cause I
that
was
was
stood-
there.
Because I was stood there. Jay was stood there. There wasn't a cast there. Was
No,
there?
there wasn't. That was on top
There
of
was
that.
on top of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
No, but when I came in,
Oh,
when
yeah.
I came in here, it
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah, one of the one of
Yeah,
the
it landed there.
So it was that one.
One was there.
So it was that one that come off there and then rolled there. That was not. You can't physically do that. If that even that drops, not going to. If that physically drops like that.
Well, mind you saying that though, it didn't even.
it
didn't
clanged.
smash the bottle. It didn't even tip the
No.
bottle over.
No, it clanked,
You
didn't
would have heard
it?
And
that
then
from
you've
that
got
position.
that gap
Yeah.
though. haven't
And the
you?
floor runs that
You
way
can
as
see
well.
where it-
So it's
Oh,
not
of
going
course,
to
yeah.
It's going to roll this way, it's going to roll that because the floor runs that way naturally.
So it's physically.
I mean, feel that. That's actually not light.
No, because that's physically gone like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
been put there.
That's gone a
where
long
it
way,
was.
hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And that one was upside down.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. When it was where that was,
Yeah.
that was the normal way to roll. If it just fell off, it'd just been
Yeah.
there. It wouldn't have been
It
the
wouldn't.
place where it was, which was there when we came back in.
That's right, yeah. It was, yeah.
I feel as though we need to leave this because I can feel something building up and
Yeah.
I'm getting a headache with it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it wants us to go.
out of this area, yeah. I just feel as though it's getting quite angry.
Right. So we know that all these casks
Yeah.
are stacked up.
So if anything happens again,
Alright.
we'll swear.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we don't get any casks or we don't usually get any problems in that part. It's always in the task room.
Yeah.
That's cool in here.
Yeah, task room. But it all used to be one
Read
big
the,
building, didn't it?
Sorry.
me okay to stand in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was a big step there.
Yeah, I just did that as well.
There's an old bloke that's just gone. An effing porter. An effing porter. I mean, you know, like a drink.
Yeah.
Well, I've cleaned it up a little bit because we're live.
Oh, brilliant.
So what's gone off?
Definitely something.
It's
Like a
Rattling.
Yeah, we're winding them up.
It literally sounded like two casks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that what is good would have caught that on the audio, caught the sound,
Yeah.
and then you went through and that would have seen that crate on the floor. So, but that's impressed me, that has, because that's actually physically had to be picked up. A normal fall, you'd have heard the bottles go.
Yeah, well, the bottles would have
Yeah,
fallen over or broken
no,
at the very least, wouldn't they?
no.
And when you heard it, I looked around. I saw it literally the barrel where your foot is.
Yeah,
Where your foot literally there.
there, right here.
Yeah.
And that's where it was.
Yeah. So then it started rolling back again up to the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it being physically was there.
That one, the second one, the one underneath it, that was upside down. So that's weird because that would have gone on its side.
Yeah.
I would have thought, to be fair. But that would have.
It would have knocked.
That would have taken them out.
It would, yeah, they would have smashed a good view. But then just then, definitely that wrecking it like.
Yeah, no, nice. What was that? Yeah, I'll do it later. We'll leave it.
Fantastic.
It's because isn't that we're annoyed
Not George, not the lady.
Straight on these stairs again. It's
yeah. When we go downstairs, whatever now, we know those casks in there.
you know, as I'm walking down here, it's almost as if I'm doing the funeral march, and I'm feeling quite emotional. I feel like I want to cry.
Yeah.
There's some more big ego than maximum intention. Forcing out things, it can be like.
That's impressive.
It's weird. I wanted to walk faster, but I can't. It's not letting me.
Following you along, going.
I can't walk.
Here, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't walk fast down there. That is strange. Oh. Straight away. Energy here, spiritual energy. Oh, just stand here, Glynn.
Right.
There's something building up.
This corner.
Yeah, right here. I can feel it building up.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a party. I'm hearing, I'm a lumberjack and I don't care what I'm gonna dance. Cut down trees. I'm really wanting to go for it. I'm just hearing a man's name of Derek. I'm just hearing, I like my Irish. I like my Irish. Saying it like that with
Me
the
too.
accent. It's showing me like, I don't feel it's Guinness, but it looks like Guinness. It's like dark.
I'm pretty swaying, yeah, black and white coat.
Ooh, this guy would have wore a hat. He just put a hat on my head. Like a trilby. Alright, take it off, thank you.
Yeah, what is it? You might just look pretty nice.
Excuse me.
I can hear a harmonica. Little mouth.
He's making me feel drunk. Right, can you take that off, please? Take it off. Thank you.
Oh, my head now. Ow.
That is like proper
Oh,
hammered feeling.
oh, yeah, just that. You know, like a hangover, really bad hangover, just on this side of my head.
I've asked out that.
Ooh. I was swearing in it as well. Oh, I'm still swearing.
It's interesting, when you were talking in the cast room before we got disturbed by the noises, I said to Christina on the camera we were watching, I saw it seeing flashes behind the bar area. Like little flashes. I don't know if it was catching flies, you know, and they were going past pretty quickly or not, but it was just like little flashes. So I don't know if you can explain that to me. Because I could see the spirit bottles in the fridge that pointed down. It was like little flashes.
Yeah.
I don't know whether either that or whether there was a little power surge. I don't know. It could be natural, but it was just, what do you want to look at back at it? I don't know. Because you saw it, didn't you, as well? The little flashes.
Yeah. Like little glimmers. Little, like little instants, tiny little ones.
Do you ever play football matches in here? You know, like on the telly or something? Because I'm just hearing a few people singing, away, 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 England, England.
No, we don't have no live no television or anything like that. No.
Mind you saying that though, Kev and that lot, they all watch the football.
Yeah,
the
they do,
football's
yeah,
on
on the
the
phones.
on the phones.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
just hearing that. Turn that off. Let's have a look down this end, see what I can pick up.
Ooh.
Who's sitting here?
Down here. Crikey.
Somebody sat there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can see a pint. I can
It's
see
got hawthorns. For some reason, hawthorns, somebody said.
It's pint. It's definitely somebody here. I feel like it would be would have been a regular that sat here all the time in their own little spot, like an older man.
Yeah, rocks.
He's wearing a cap again. A working man. Dirty hands. Dirty hands. He sits there of an evening. He's quiet. Doesn't want anyone to necessarily know he's there. He just sits there and he enjoys his drink. So he used to come in every night, have a drink, and go home.
There's no communication at all.
And even after he died, he still came and had his drink.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
Alf or Alfred.
Might be worth us coming back again, just do another, you know, top one, 2, 3, 1 now.
Try and tell me something. What are you telling me, Alfred?
We should bring all the equipment and stuff like that, big to them and stuff like
Well, we don't open on Tuesdays.
that. Alright.
So we have decided that you wanted to come a little bit earlier.
Seeing the lad as well with him. Used to have a delivery bike, like a push bike. He used to deliver things in front of this push bike. And he's coming and sat by Alfred, who's his dad. And he's quite young and very skinny. Very quiet, he's a quiet boy. Very good souls, those two, no trouble. They don't make a noise or anything, they're just there. Bless them. I feel like at some point there was a piano over here.
Yeah?
Because my mind's eye earlier when I was glancing over before we started, that was like a piano to me.
Oh, with the shape of it.
Yeah, I did. And I thought,
They do
"Oh,
have
piano."
live like acts play here, small acts.
I think there was a band called the Gypsies.
Oh, them ragamuffins, yeah, I know what you mean.
Noisy they are, I know that.
Scruffy bleeders as well, aren't they?
Especially the drummer, he's noisy.
Oh, he stinks. Needs a plug up him, that lad. I don't know why, Jason, but for some reason, I've been told to say breakaway. Breakaway. Is there such a thing as a switch called a breakaway switch or something?
What, in here?
Yeah.
There's only the mains breaker switches for the power.
Oh, because they just said it to me twice to tell you. So
Tell me.
yeah, I don't know if you're not telling me anything more.
Yeah.
Just kind of like keep an eye on them.
Right. I'll look into that.
Scan around here. No. Feeling anything there?
Oh, I've got somebody sat next to me, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. This side of me.
I've seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lady. She's singing underneath the arches. Oh, dream away. She's making me sing it. She sounds hammered.
Oh, brilliant.
And what's it called? Whoa. It's making me feel it as well, I swear. Is it gin without the tonic? So, did they call it Mother's Ruin at one time?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
She's on that.
It's not Irene, is it? 'Cause Irene likes gin.
She's showing, she looks like she's from the late 60s, early 70s with how she's dressed.
Yeah, Irene.
With like a top coat on, with a handbag. And she's got like a hat that looks like a turban, but it's not a turban, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She's got like sort of
Like
curly
a
hair.
Tina Sharples type of hat.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's about right.
And
It's Irene.
I've just heard fish supper as well, so I feel as though that's something that she did.
Yeah. Has she gone now? Because I can't feel anything now.
She's migrated, I've just been told.
She's quite often here. She's very often here.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
she's only a small lady.
She's little.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit more. He just keeps singing underneath the arch. Just making me do that again. Underneath the arches. But is there a message in that? I feel there is a message in that, and I feel as though I'm referring to the office, the doorway. That's the arches as she's referring to it, and that's how you're getting your inspiration. I dream my dreams away underneath the arch. That's what she means.
Because the windows upstairs in the office are arched.
Yeah,
Oh, are they? Oh,
Yeah, so all the windows are on the front.
I didn't realise.
Yeah.
I feel that's what she means. Yeah,
the inspiration.
getting the
I
inspiration.
do actually
there.
sit there and gaze at the window arch.
So you're dreaming your dreams away. Yeah.
I'm actually gazing at it. I do, because I said to you the other day, didn't I? I says, do you know that's the original arch.
Yeah, and then you said, I don't know why it's got that piece missing.
Yeah. But it looks beautiful, so I love that windows.
Yeah.
The arch
When I
windows.
went in, the
Yeah.
first thing I looked at was that window, and I just thought, kind of drawn to it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
They
a
weren't the
Yeah.
one that
positive energy
spending
piece.
days
Yeah.
in
The
those
room
people
was
paint
fantastic.
That's right. And it's original as well. It's one of the original fittings of the building.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey,
So-
it didn't look like that. They look like that because I took all those hours and hours and hours stripping on paint.
You did, yeah. We didn't finish it though, did we?
It's an ongoing project.
I think as well, because I think if there's something that's original in a property or something like that, like a window for example, and the paint's taken off back to its bare sort of like
Yeah.
strip right back in. I think it's you get more energy from it.
Of course.
It brings the flavour back into the building again, because over the years you paint things and paint things and paint things, masks and masks, doesn't it? And it contains it. I think that's what it's done. It's brought energy back out again. I think. Yeah, same as refurbishing bits and pieces around it. So I love to keep everything authentic as it used to be. It's rather than refit it out new. Yeah.
It's like you rebalance the energy vibrations of your wood and everything around your surroundings.
That's right,
it's
yeah.
not covered in paint or like with the floor. So you're feeling the vibrations more than when you do it, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
So
Are you picking anything else up? I mean, I'm not picking anything else up in the air at all.
yeah, it's just
No.
Irene. Irene is saying about the room being the ideas and inspirations room. And you need to dream big. She's saying you need to dream big.
Really, yeah.
You're having ideas in particular that sometimes you think are too big for what you've got.
To achieve, yeah.
She's saying no. You need to not think that way.
Really?
Think, no, I can do it.
Right.
Because you do. You sit there and you think, I really want to, but do you know what? It's just too big for me. I can't do that. I can't achieve that. It's not possible. It is possible. You just got to put your mind to it.
Yeah, yeah.
She's saying dream big, and those ideas that you've got, you can't do them. It's too big. Do them. Might take you a little bit longer, but you'll still get there.
Right, brilliant.
So
It's true actually, because was thinking there about doing bottling, if you remember, a while ago, about actually starting to do the bottling. And the bottling's actually now started to take off because there's a lot of shops and places starting to have bottling, and people think it's brilliant. So that was one of the inspirations out there, to do that bottling. You know, we actually sell the bottles out for the beer. Yeah, so that's
you sure?
yeah.
You sure?
Well, we do now, and it's starting to take off nicely.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the other day actually approaching Co-op and places like that to get some in the local shops and that. But then I thought, I thought no, because they're going to demand too much.
That's what you said to me.
Yeah, and I don't think we could cope with the demand.
You can.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Right, so I'll contact Co-op on Monday morning.
Do it.
Yeah.
Dream big. Just saying dream big.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Right, well,
What, they're quite they're like your spiritual cheerleaders, if you like. They're like spurring you on.
Are they?
In particular, George and Irene, they're just like brilliant souls and energies, and there's like they've completely got your back, and they are trying to send you messages, both of you, all the time. You just gotta, you know.
So how can we open up to them and to receive the messages? How can we open up more?
Or talk to them.
Just keep talking.
Keep talking to them, and then don't think about what you're actually getting in your head. So be aware of it, but don't actually think. Because when you think, you switch. You need to quiet your mind to get messages through.
I feel like I'm being hugged at the minute. That's what it feels like. It does. I'm getting tingling all down this leg as well as this back here as well.
She's
It will
kind
be
of got a
because-
hand like that on you.
Has she?
Yeah.
you're listening, and she's probably showing that
Yeah.
affection
Oh,
that you're
right.
listening to
Yeah.
the
She's
information.
had a few quite
Yeah.
often, so she's like, oh, listen to her.
I'm getting all over
So
now.
kind of,
Yeah.
don't think about what you're going to get through. Let your mind drift.
Yeah.
Talk, but quiet your mind. So don't think about what you've got to do tomorrow or next week or anything else.
Yeah.
Just let your mind just drift. Ask something, speak, and pay attention to the first things that come into your head. Whether it's, you might see a picture. Sometimes it could be a picture at first because it's easy for you to interpret.
Yeah.
You won't necessarily hear words as such, but the picture will give you a feeling or an emotion, and that's them.
Right.
Because they'll start the easiest route for you to get what you're getting,
Yeah.
and the quickest and easiest way is probably either a smell, or a memory, or a feeling, or a picture,
Yeah.
or a scenario in your head. You're not going to straight away hear conversations necessarily, because you've both got to tune into each other and what have you. But you start small, and the more you do it, the more you'll get, and the easier it becomes. And before you know it, you'll be able to hear them either in your physical ears or, you know, in your mind. So just practice.
So now we've gone round the building, would you be able to tell us what you guys have experienced? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, what have you experienced, Jay?
Only what we mentioned before, like when the casks move in and drop in and things like that, footsteps.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you there? Did you anybody hear that on the stairs?
Yeah.
No, I missed that
There
one.
was footsteps on the stairs.
Yeah, so I didn't know that was me. I was just going to sat down.
No,
It's
you
after
sat
you
down.
do it
After you
sat
sat
down.
down.
How was
Yeah. I just heard footsteps on the stairs there.
Yeah, you do just sat down.
Would that have been that shadow that you saw?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I say, because I just had a look, told you Lincolnshire, I looked up and just saw a shadow just in the corner.
Yeah.
Right at the corner of the door, heading towards the stairs. And it was just like I couldn't quite picture who they were.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
that cocky lad.
It's because what was discussing was like when I used to cash up. Now I just put the till out into the storeroom. I lock it up. But we always used to, for the staff, I always used to count the till out so they'd start off with a start-off float for the next day. And obviously before lockdown we had 2 stalls, one used to be in the corner and the other one used to be like here. And I was cashing up and I was like, and there was a bloke sat there on the stall, playing as you're standing there. And as I was like, you know, because I turned away and I was like, what the hell? And I looked and he was gone. So yeah, so that was the first, that was the last time I'd ever seen that. And then obviously I know, only because I get that feeling, I know there's somebody down that back end of that other part, you know, down there. But he comes across as grumpy bugger. Yeah, just kind of in round that. It just seems like he's grumpy.
There is a man that sits up there and he just drinks his beer. He used to come in every day before he died, have a quick drink and then go home and have his tea. And he still comes in. He doesn't really make a racket, he doesn't really make a sound or anything, he just sits there. Sometimes his son comes in and he'll sit with him. But they don't actually make any noise or anything. So he could be classed as grumpy, because he doesn't actually, he doesn't make any noise, he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Would you say he's the gentleman that was captured on the CCTV footage?
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. But other than physically hearing somebody walking, it's always in this direction. Or suddenly it just sounds like every single cask is literally just blown all over the floor. And then you kind of have to go, you know, you have to kind of get the courage to go up there, but you don't know if everybody's up there when you're in your own. But yeah, and you go up there and there's just nothing.
I kind of feel like that's that lad, the one that did the bare knuckle fight, and the one with big ego. I feel like he likes the attention, and he'll make a racket because he wants you to go up there.
But what I can't understand is how can it sound like all those casks are literally flying if you got there and there's nothing? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I'd say it's more a residual memory type thing, really. Do you think if just a brewery, if there's physically like a memory, like a replay, if you like, of a video recording, you get something crashing down there. You think it's something's actually smashed into the floor. What's your first instinct going to be? Oh my God, what's gone off up there? Get your attention. I want to go up there.
Yeah.
So in theory, if it's like Christina said about the young lad there, all he's going to do, sounds old-fashioned now, but all he's going to do, put that videotape back in again, because that recreates that noise. Bang! Even though there's nothing, you've heard that. You know, there's nothing been moved, but what's it done? It's got your attention.
Yeah, so it's done it. It's done it a few times. Obviously, we've had customers here, and it actually has done it. It's never in daylight. It's always when it's been kind of dark, or when it's been getting on a bit later. It's happened. So it's happened a few times, and customers have heard that. But then it's also happened when I've been on my own.
I also feel with that though, he's got a big ego. He likes to make a show. He likes to feel important. And unlike lovely George, he's got more of a git side to him, trying to put it in terms that's not rude. He's a bit of a git, and you're a lady, and he likes to feel his authority. He can worry you a little bit. That's why he does it at night. He does it when you're on your own a lot. Because he probably doesn't do it quite as much when you're about, does he?
No.
Because he likes the feeling of you throwing up there. He's just playing silly buggers with you, because that gives them a bit of a thrill, because you're a little bit worried. So if you want that to stop, have the opposite effect. Don't be worried. Don't have any fear about it whatsoever. Be very nonchalant and laugh about it, but stop doing it. Because he's only doing it to get a rise out of you, so he's got a little bit of a buzz of, oh, I've made it a bit fearful.
Yeah, so saying something like, oh, give over, George.
Yeah.
And then,
make a joke of it.
Yeah.
Make it not bother you. They'll stop doing it.
Was there like a hatch or something upstairs where they would like winch something up?
I would say quite possibly, because I mean, before, I don't know if there's always been the gasworks offices before, whether there's something else before, but I would say this being down where the canal is, I would say this would be probably warehousing originally, before they made into the gaswork offices and things like that, I think.
That's a warehouse. You've heard things being crashed down. That's a replay.
Yeah, this
It's like a residual haunting.
Yeah.
Like a replay.
All this building, from what I've gathered, goes back to I think 1816 or something, because on one of the stones on the unit 12, there's actually outside. It's actually got the date on one of the bricks. Because I didn't know. It was only because I was like, oh, actually, what is this? And they were like, dates on the brick over there.
But there was, I mean, a trapdoor. They could well have been. We don't know when we took it over. You see, it was all already built like this.
Yeah.
But there's Baines's mill next door, which would have had trapdoors in to bring the grains up and things like that.
I see.
Bring them out, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's probably linked somewhere along the line.
but don't forget though, when Friday, the door to the, because there's a big thing underneath, isn't there? Because Phil was going to turn it into a cellar, but then he was concerned about the water. So they've covered it and they've just put a floor in.
The original River Lud actually runs underneath here.
Does it?
Yeah, channeled underneath it because it actually got channeled off to Baines's mill to run the wheel. Anyway, and then when they built the canal, they obviously channeled the water that way as well. But they left the original one running down here, then it goes back into the canal again further up. So, but the actual channel runs under here still.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
the water from the as it comes in, it splits off and comes in from the canal.
Wow,
Yeah, it's the original river.
amazing.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that. So literally, so there's so far down, you will see the actual river still running here. It'd be nice to get to Baines's mill, but it's all sealed up at the minute because you can actually see where the drains of the water wheel is and everything, and the water channel and that for the water running through it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Really good.
So, but they could shut it off the flow when they wanted to, and open it back up again and that. So I don't know if they diverted it from here or the canal. I think this was the original river that ran down. They built it on top of it. So it's all interesting stuff.
It is.
I bet that'd be quite interesting to investigate. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank you for allowing us to come this evening and investigate. Been an amazing host, so thank you, Jason and Louise.
No, thank you very
I'll
much.
do a
guys.
one-handed clap if I can. Thank you very much.
What is
Thank you very
that?
much.
A
And,
naked puppet.
Yeah. And so from myself, Glenn,
Glynn.
Christina.
we'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching all evening. We hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to listen back or watch it again and review the footage, you will find on this particular video, the last one of the evening, we captured some audibles and there were some barrels being knocked over. Well, you'll see it for yourself. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, commenting, liking and sharing, and we'll see you all on Thursday. So take care and God bless. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.